All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit of Rakak Wadash. All right. Shameful spewing before destruction. All right. And the Lord is like the scriptures say in Isaiah 47, right? The Lord is uncovering the making bare the legs, uncovering the locks, roughly paraphrasing. All right. So a lot of nasty work is coming out with this Epstein thing, man. Okay. But these things have to happen first, before the Lord totally decimates this place. And it's good for these Edomites, man. All right, because these Edomites have, painted this image and paraded themselves around the earth as a holy people, as a righteous, nation, and all the skeletons are coming out of the closet, so to speak, man. All right, and we know this thing is bigger than, as I said before, we know this thing is bigger than Trump. It's bigger than Diddy, Epstein. This is all full circle tied in with the elites. This is how they move. This is how they operate. This is how the world is governed in wickedness, man. All right. The trafficking, everything, man. This is a big deal here in America, and it's all being brought to light, man. Those things, scriptures say somebody can post that, the things that are hidden, will eventually be brought forth to the light, roughly paraphrasing, I believe that's in Luke, right? But real quick before we even get into the video, all right, because like I said, the Lord is making bare the legs, man. Right? This is Habakkuk 2:16. All right. And it's spiritual. Have you noticed lately through the spirit how the Lord is like exposing everything, man? All right. Everything that's not right, everything that's wicked, the secrets, the darkness, all of this shit is being brought forth, man, concerning these wicked Israelites, the madness that's been going on behind the scenes, the different perverse doctrines, people bugging out, losing their minds. All right. This has been a heavy time over the past, weeks, months of like just straight up exposure, man. All right. But this is all the doing of the Lord. All right. Habakkuk 2:16, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah's right hand, should be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. And that's what's happening to America right now, man. This whole administration. And it's not just the Trump administration. All right. It's all these administrations, Biden, Obama. All right. You see what's being brought forth, man. All right. There's a video. I think one of the brothers posted it. Obama was talking about like how straight boys need to have like a homosexual in their circle, something like that. You know what I'm saying? The video is circulating online, is going viral. All right. Because everybody knows the deal with him and his so-called wife, man. Right. But this place, America, is just a fucking freak show, man. It's a goddamn circus. All right. Every day is some new scandal or some new, sickness, weirdo shit going out, man. And then ultimately, it's time for this place to go. And we're in that time as the Lord continuously shows us, all of this madness that's being brought forth. All right. So a lot of shameful spewing, a lot of nasty work, right, is coming out. Matthew 10:16, raising the elect, 144, the water brother. Matthew 10:26, it says, fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that should not be known. All right. And that's what the Lord is doing. All these things that these devils are doing, all right, is being put on Front Street. Right. Luke 12:2, raising the elect again. Luke 12:2, it says, for there is nothing covered that should not be revealed, neither hid that should not be known, man. All right. And the Lord is doing his work, right? Real quick, I was thinking about that scripture, how these devils say, who seeth us? Right, let me get that real quick too. right? This is this is Isaiah 29 in verse 15. It says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and their works are in the dark." Right? All of this nasty shit that you see is going on. All right, the rituals, the sacrifices, the trafficking. Okay, summoning spirits, opening portals. You know, all of this shit that we've been seeing over the past years, man. Okay, all it says, "And the works are in the dark," and they say, "Who seeth us and who knoweth us?" And that's what these devils actually think. They actually think that the things that they're doing behind the scenes is going unnoticed. All right. But the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding the good and the evil, beholding all the ways of man, roughly paraphrasing, right? It says, verse 16, "Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?" So the bottom line is this, all right? The Lord created Esau to be wicked, all right, and all of his wickedness is being exposed. So all his history, his past, is all being revealed. Okay, his whole track record is being exposed, right? So let's get into it.
All right, y'all, welcome to the show. I got an amazing show lined up for you today. So in just a second, I have a new Epstein bombshell when it comes to Trump. I knew they had a close relationship. I did not know it was this close. I did not know it was this depraved. Wait until you hear what Trump was actually doing with Epstein. It's going to blow your mind, and it's going to make you think, why is everybody not talking about this? So we'll get into that in just a second. We also have a doctor on the ground in Gaza is giving updates. It's basically become a nightmare. It's become hell on earth. There are now waves of people who are dying from starvation because of what the IDF is doing in preventing food aid from getting in there. So just horrific, horrific news. I'll give you a bunch of updates there. Later on, we'll get to Alex Jones selling out to the deep state Epstein cabal. He is yet again coddling Trump's nuts. It is so humiliating how he basically goes crawling back on his hands and knees every time he slightly criticizes Trump. We'll also get to Tim Dillon, who also can't stop humiliating himself for Trump. And then later on, we have Mehdi Hassan calmly dismantles a bunch of MAGA fascists in a Jubilee debate. You don't want to miss that one. And we'll jump right into it here in just a second, guys. You guys know the drill. Everybody, please subscribe to the channel. That helps out big time and costs you absolutely nothing at all. And you, of course, can support the show on Patreon. That link is below. I've never talked to an advertiser.
Bear with me. We let this computer catch up a little bit. All right. That's right, brother. Hey, this place is finished. Absolutely. All right. Stick a fork in it. It's done. All right.
I'm very proud of that fact. I've never done an ad read. Super proud of that. You guys make this show work from the ground up. And as you all know, you can subscribe to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. That link is below. We have a bunch of great interviews there and a bunch more coming up. You can also go subscribe to the Corin's World YouTube channel where we're dropping Kyle and Corin episodes. I believe we're going live this week as well, so you don't want to miss that. All right, now let's go ahead and dive into it, y'all. So I did a deep dive on Trump and Epstein over the weekend. And I already knew that they were close. I already knew that they were buddies. I already knew they hung out at Mar-a-Lago. I already knew they were best friends for over a decade. I already knew about certain women that said that Trump and Epstein played some sexual harassment or assault game with them, and they felt very weird about it. But I did not know how deep it really went. So let me walk you through this here. Now, let's start here. So the Democratic Senator Ron Wyden came out and gave a speech on the Senate floor, and he told us the following, that the Treasury's Epstein file details are as follows. There were 4,725 wire transfers, adding up to nearly $1.1 billion flowing in and out of just one of Epstein's bank accounts. Just one. So you want to talk about the Epstein list or the Epstein files? Dog. 4,000 potential lines of investigation right there. Right there. Okay, let's keep going here. So Mother Jones says, Epstein's little black book totals 97 pages containing 1,571 names and roughly 5,000 phone numbers. At least 38 names are mysteriously circled, including Donald Trump's. I got my hands on a copy, writes Leland Nally. I made close to 2,000 phone calls. So this was news that we had learned. I believe this is from like a decade ago from Gawker when they did some reporting. But again, this is just laying out for you how vast and extensive this pedophile blackmail network is. All right, more. So when you go back and you look, there were some stories in around 2015, 2016.
Yeah, like that's the point I'm saying. All right, this PDF file network, which everybody's involved. All right, a whole conglomerate of straight up wickedness. All right, and you don't think that these Edomites gonna pay, man? Okay, the sacrificing, the murders. All right, abducting these kids to never be seen again. All right, having their way with these girls and boys, man, because they talk about the young girls and all of that, but hey, they're abusing little boys too. Okay, I'm talking about hardcore wickedness that people have no clue of. All right, and you think that the Lord is hey, like Scripture say, matter of fact, let's get that. Enough of me talking, right? The shit pisses you off, man, because it's time for these Edomites to be judged, right? This is Lamentations 4:21. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, thou that dwellest in the land of Uz." All right, you can apply that to America, Babylon. "The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked." And the Lord is making Esau naked. He's making him bare. Okay. It says, "The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity." You see that? The Lord is going to visit the iniquity of Esau, Edom. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. You see that? All of Esau's sins are being discovered. All of his wickedness, the Satanism, okay, the sacrifice, the idolatry, all of this wicked shit. Hey, the shit that goes on behind the scenes in Hollywood. All right, dealing with Amalek, how these jakes get the deal. Okay, how they have to sacrifice their integrity, their morals, in order to get fame and money. You see that? It's all coming out, and these devils are going to pay. All right, tremendously, man. Okay, that's a good scripture. I fear Yahweh. All right, Jeremiah 49:10. Matter of fact, there was one he put up here earlier. Let me get that first. All right, Jeremiah 51:9. It says, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies." Man, hey, this place is overdue to be judged, man. Okay, the judgment of Babylon reaches unto the heavens, man. That alone shows you how wicked this fucking place is, man. Okay, that's why the Lord is going to wipe this place from existence, man, in due time, right? Sirach 17:15. Their ways are ever before him, and should not be hid from his eyes. Yeah, you can't hide nothing from Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. All the works that you do in the dark are being seen, right? Jeremiah 49:10. "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he should not be able to hide himself." All right, this devil can't hide no more. Okay, everybody around the earth knows that you're the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. And the whole planet Earth has Edomite fatigue, and he should not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled in his brethren and in his neighbors, and he is not, man. All right, this is the end of the Edomite, man. You know,
maybe as late as 2018, that really sort of blew the lid off of just how disgusting and depraved Trump is and what he was involved with. So here's one from the New York Daily News that says, "Donald Trump hosted wild parties with sex, cocaine, and underage models." And they go on to explain that there's all sorts of allegations that are made including from models as young as 15 years old, and that you have a bunch of people on the record saying Trump partook in a whole bunch of sexual things with these underage models at these wild parties that he threw. Again,
where's the uproar, man? And we give you the breakdown about grape, right? And niggas went our heads. Where's the uproar about this, man? Right? This, like the scriptures say, let's pull it up, right? Psalm 73. This is what we're talking about, man. All this stuff is being put out there, man. Yeah, no outrage, nobody saying nothing. Right? Psalm 73, verse 5. I start at 4. Psalm 73 and 4 says, For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. Right? There, verse 5, the point, Psalm 73 and 5, they are not in trouble as other men. See? Neither are they plagued like other men. You see that? So this is Esau's heaven. Right? He's in power. Like I said, he makes the rules, he can break the rules, man. These Edomites are not in trouble as other men. But soon, all right, they're about to be judged by the Most High, man. Destruction is getting ready to fall upon these devils, man. And they're not going to get away. Right?
You go back and you look at this, and you're like, why was this not enough to derail this motherfucker back then? Now, with the Epstein stuff coming back up, we're revisiting this and going, holy shit, this is way worse than anybody thought. All right, more. So here we got a video. This is Trump and Epstein at Mar-a-Lago. Let's take a look.
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful. It's a piece of it.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon's?
She's got Marlon's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this blood yet.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of I would love some of that. So happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women and that, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like in a Jeffrey Dahmer cooking show.
I'll go backstage before show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I stated it with no question.
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story.
Trump has been photographed with Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
you are one.
All right, I was going to say that. But it's true.
He shakes his head and says that's true when he's told he's a sexual predator. By the way,
nasty work all over the place, man. God damn. Right? And this is your king. Right? And these Edomites, man, some perverted weirdos, man. And like I said, they're throwing these underage girls in there, but look, it's boys included too. Don't get that twisted, man. Okay? These Edomites are some real moles, man. Okay? Remember, hey, these are the Greeks and the Romans, man. They were all about that life. Okay? Don't get that twisted. Okay? Nambla, boy lovers and shit. Okay? All that weirdo shit. This is Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shemel Shai, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, and an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. And that's what's going on in the earth concerning these nations. All right. You got, North Korea and the Arabic nations of the so-called Middle East. You got Russia, China. Okay. Because there's all of these distractions that are going on. Okay. War is still being set up behind the scenes, man. Okay. They're pushing as I did the lesson yesterday, and many other brothers, they're establishing the beast system, the stable coin. Okay, the infrastructure of the beast. Okay, so as the world is being drawn in through this madness, all right, these things are going on. All right, it says verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Right, the Edomite is hated worldwide, man. All right, Job 18, I believe it tells you that he should be chased out of the world. Verse 3, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, the safe in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's the mindset of your average Edomite, that they're not going to be brought down, that they're not going to fall from rulership, from power. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. Right? If thieves came to thee, and it says, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grape? Yo, Esau, he's not leaving shit. Okay? He's going to take everything. The point, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? See that? And again, that's the shame before the destruction. Okay? All of his secrets, all of his skeletons, dirty laundry, his wickedness is all being sought up. It's all being exposed and brought to Front Street, man. Okay? He can't escape.
We brought this up on the show the other day, but there were allegations from a 13-year-old named Katie Johnson. I believe that's an alias that she uses, but she was going to do a press conference and sort of blow the lid off of all of it in 2016, and she got these immense death threats, and so she backed off at the last second. But there were a number of lawsuits filed against both Trump and Epstein by this Katie Johnson girl who was 13 at the time, who claims the worst imaginable crimes committed by Trump and committed by Epstein. But again, we're just getting started here. This is Epstein victim Maria Farmer, and she's going to lay out what Trump's deal was. He was flat out best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, but also one of Trump's wives, Ivana, was best friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. And she potentially was also involved in this child sex trafficking. Listen.
Ivana Trump was like her best friend.
And with
Ivana.
Yeah, with Ivana, then, yeah, I described that, you know, she'd be there. How
that was creepy. So at the time, Ivana had this, she was doing QVC, selling jewelry, right? Online. I mean, on TV. She was like a QVC queen. Donald Trump. And Donald Trump was always hanging out with Epstein, and Ivana was always hanging out with Ghislaine.
Right.
And Ivana would say, we're going to go pick up Ivana, or Ivana's going to come. And we'd ride in the car with her. And I remember one occasion where Ghislaine's like, I have to get out right now. And she went and got a number from a child, and I saw in a uniform.
So Trump's wife, Ivana, said, stop the car now, in the car with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, went and got a phone number from a child wearing the school outfit. Oh, man. I don't think people are truly ready for how deep this story goes, bro. We're just scratching the surface. Wait until I drop the bombshell on you later in this segment.
Knew what they were doing. Everybody who surrounded them knew exactly what they were doing.
And but how often, did you go for rides often with her and Ivana?
Yes.
And would she pick up girls all the time?
Yes. She didn't bring them in the car. She would get their phone numbers.
Right.
But she would drive by schools.
Right. So
as they got out.
So would she? Yeah. And what's Ivana doing at this point? What you know? What are
sitting in the car? And I'll never.
These niggas was driving by schools, man. This shit is crazy, man.
Forget, because they went one day. I was really weirded out by what had happened. I was really weirded out. So I'm sorry, my phone's beeping in. Just give it a second. But anyway, I got to go in a second. But I just wanted to tell you, I was weirded out when they were driving around with this. So Ghislaine shut me up, gave me one of those cheap bracelets Ivana was selling on QVC, and said, Ivana wants you to have this. And I threw it in the garbage.
Wow. Here we have Trump giving the deposition for the E. Jean Carroll sexual assault case. And this is where he's asked directly about his famous moment on the Access Hollywood bus, where he says, I grab him by the pussy. You can do whatever you want if you're a star. Grab him by the pussy. I don't even wait. I don't wait. And listen to how unremorseful he is about that. Here we go.
And this has become very famous in this video. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the.
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not all.
Hey, this nigga Trump is off the chain, man. You know, hey, again, they're not in trouble as other men, right?
Always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah.
And now you said before, a couple of minutes ago, that this was just locker room talk.
It's locker room talk.
And so does that mean that you didn't really mean it?
No, it's locker room talk. I don't know. It's just the way people talk.
Now, remember, he had to pay out millions and millions of dollars over that case. All right, we have more. The Justice Department's bid to release Epstein's grand jury info comes with a huge caveat that it will seek to redact not just victim info, but other personal identifying information. So what this is referring to is Trump, under all this pressure, came out the other day and said, I'm calling on them to release the grand jury information. Pam Bondi, release that grand jury information. And so he's trying to clear his name by doing that. Except, what's the issue here? This is not the same as all of the files that the DOJ and the FBI are currently sitting on, that they could release at any time they want, number one. Number two, a judge obviously has to approve this, and they're redacting all this personal information. So as Trump is trying to pretend like he's finally, allowing for some transparency, in reality, it's the exact opposite. He's burying it more and more. Okay, I got more for you. Here we have a former Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, Stacey Williams. This was her in February 2025. Here's what she said about her experience with Trump.
I'm considered number 27. I'm Donald Trump's 27th sexual assault victim. When I was doing Sports Illustrated, that's when he assaulted me. Jeffrey Epstein walked me into his office to be sexually assaulted by him.
Jeffrey Epstein walked this woman into Trump's office to be assaulted by Trump. Okay, more. Jeffrey Epstein accuser Maria Farmer told the New York Times she reported a troubling encounter with Trump to the FBI in both 1996 and 2006. She said the encounter happened in 1995. When Epstein summoned her late at night to his Manhattan office, she arrived in running shorts and Trump showed up in a suit and began hovering over her. Farmer told authorities she felt scared as Trump stared at her bare legs. Then Epstein walked in and told Trump, quote, no, she's not here for you. I think we all know what this is. I think we all know what Epstein was doing, and I think we all know what Trump was doing, and I think we know where that $1.1 billion in Epstein's bank account, why he got it, and where it came from. But I got more. This is Trump accidentally admitting that, yes, he is in the Epstein files. Listen closely.
They were run by Chris Wray, and they were run by Comey, and because it was actually even before that administration, right? They've been running these files. And so much of the things that we found were fake with me. And so much of the things that we found were fake with me. And so much of the things that we found were fake with me.
Yeah, that's why I said, just real quick, this shit didn't age well at all. All right, nasty work, right? I posted this a couple of days ago, right?
We're never going to surrender. It's not our style, man. We don't. At this point, we got to fight, because congratulations. If you're in this room right now, you're probably on the FBI list. You're in with me, my father, my family, so you're in with good company. I am on every list except the Epstein list. We haven't heard anything about that one in a while. I'm fine with all the other lists. As long as I'm not on the Epstein list, we're good, right? I'm fine with all the other lists. As long as I'm not on the Epstein list, we're good, right? Speaking of which, how is it that my father can be convicted of 34 crimes, but no one on Epstein's list has even been brought to light? I'm trying to figure out how that's possible, right, folks?
Nasty.
It's almost like they're trying to protect those pedophiles for some reason. I can't imagine why, right?
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
We're not allowed to say they're groomers, but when they act a lot like groomers, sort of tells you everything you need to know, right?
Man. Nasty work, man. Right? Let me get a description. That shit didn't age well at all. Let me grab that real quick. Bear with me. All right. That did not age well at all. All right. This is the book of Job. This is Job chapter 15, verse 5. It says, "For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty." Verse 6, "Thy own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thy own lips testify against thee." You see how cold the Lord is, man? You know, your own tongue shall fall upon your own self, man. These devils are super guilty, man.
So much of the things we found in the Epstein files were fake, with me accidentally admitting, yeah, I'm all over the Epstein files. In fact, he flagged the FBI and said, hey, you guys got to go through all the Epstein files and remove all of the stuff involving President Trump. This is from Midas Touch here. FBI agents told to flag mentions of Trump in Epstein records, says Senator Durbin. My office was told that these personnel were instructed to flag any records in which President Trump was mentioned. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder what they're going to do with those records. Tough one to figure out. Okay, now the story gets darker and goes deeper. Ready? This just came out. Trump hosted party for young women where Epstein was the only guest, according to the New York Times. Donald Trump once hosted a party featuring young women where Jeffrey Epstein was the only other guest, the New York Times reported over the weekend. In an article titled "Inside the Long Friendship Between Trump and Epstein," Alan Feuer and Matt Goldstein write that for nearly 15 years, the two men socialized together in Manhattan and Palm Beach, Florida, before a falling out that preceded Mr. Epstein's first arrest. Part of that article contains an interesting anecdote about the party. According to the report, when Mr. Trump hosted a party at Mar-a-Lago for young women in a so-called calendar girl competition, Mr. Epstein was the only other guest. The report cites George Horanay, that's two on the nose, a Florida-based businessman who arranged the event. Mr. Horanay recalled being surprised that Mr. Epstein was the only other person on the guest list. The report states, before quoting the man, "I said, Donald, this is supposed to be a party with VIPs. Mr. Horanay told the New York Times in 2019, you're telling me it's you and Epstein? The article continues. Mr. Horanay's then girlfriend and business partner, Jill Harth, later accused Mr. Trump of sexual misconduct on the night of the party. In a lawsuit, Ms. Harth said that Mr. Trump took her into a bedroom and forcibly kissed her and fondled her and restrained her from leaving. She also said that a 22-year-old contestant told her that Mr. Trump later that night called into her bed uninvited. How did we not know about this before? So Trump hosted a party for young women at Mar-a-Lago where Epstein was the only other guest.
Nasty work, man. You see? And this shit is so bad. They got to bring a false flag at some point, man. They need something to cover this up, to distract the people, man. All right, that's what I said. As this shit continues to unfold, they're bound to bring something. You know, it's just it only makes sense.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? But it gets worse. So Midas Touch, just this past weekend, they come out with this. Unearthed. Donald Trump judges the 1991 Look of the Year modeling competition organized by Elite Model Management. More on that in a little bit. Remember, Elite Model Management. Featuring participants as young as 14 years old. A 2020 Guardian investigation into Elite's Look of the Year competition uncovered allegations from former contestants and industry insiders that the competition was used by founder John Casablancas and others to engage in sexual relationships with vulnerable young models, some of whom were teenagers. So here's Trump, 1991, at this modeling agency event, staring at scantily clad 14-year-olds. Watch this. Here we go.
The 58 contestants participated in an exhaustive round of personal interviews
designed to help our judges discover what makes each one special.
Your 5-9 reading? Serious, huh? We may measure again tonight before the
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Amy.
The concentration was intense inside the judging room.
They don't like you as you are.
And out.
I'm just so excited.
Each girl was considered not only for her beauty and poise, but also for her personality and that indefinable something extra that makes a top model.
Okay, you want to pull your hair back 1 second? Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Ingrid. Good luck for tonight.
Thank you.
When it came time to choose the 21 finalists, emotions ran high as each judge expressed his or her opinion.
So that is incredibly disturbing. But guys, remember I told you, remember the name of these modeling agencies that we're talking about here, because guess what? Trump Model Management. So he had his own modeling agency, Trump did. Trump Model Management was a front for international sex trafficking. Epstein got some of his victims through Donald, and they shared some too. Everyone knew. Articles were written about it in mainstream publications, and Trump shut down a Senate investigation during his first term.
It's over, man. Told y'all it's over. America's done, man. All right, this is your king. This is your president, man. They're all. And we said this back when this these things started coming into the mainstream news about the Epstein shit. All right, we told you this, man. Okay, everybody's connected. Everybody's involved in this shit, man. All right, this is how America generates billions of dollars annually. Okay, through trafficking, kids going missing. All right, this is what's going on. Okay, let me get a scripture, man. All right, just rolling in the spirit. All right, Esau's been found out, man. Okay, this is Job 30 in verse 8. It says, "They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth." You know, so this is talking about these Edomites, man. All right, base men. Okay, Esau is the lowest of men on the earth, man. Okay, they were viler than the earth. All right, these are some despicable fucking people, man. Okay, and again, when the Lord allows us in that time to really know all the details and the shit that Esau was doing, it's gonna make sense why after 1,000 years he's gonna be fully eradicated, man. Okay, all the stuff, even the stuff that we know on the surface level, man, right, is worthy of destruction, right? This man is the devil, all right, and you still got Jake trying to defend him, trying to pray for him, and nah, this man has to be taken down. All right. It's over. We're gonna keep repeating it. It's over. Told y'all, man. It's a wrap for this fucking place, man. Beautiful. And it makes sense, just thinking out loud, it just makes sense that why he's coming down so heavily. All right. They got the ICE and all of that. They got the FEMA camps prepared. All right. They're gonna start rounding people up that come against him, man. That come against the administration, the exposing him and the small hats and all of that, as we talked about. It makes sense now. All right. His back is against the wall. They're gonna do what they gotta do. You know? No sounds. I'm glad I saw that. The water. Let me fix that. Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. The water for letting me know. They like to do that, man. Too much heat. All right, give me 1 second. We'll fix it. Yeah, the usual. That's how it goes. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. We'll go back. And let me know when I pull it back up if you can hear the sound. Let's go back a few seconds, few minutes. All right, bear with me, bear with me. Let's see. I don't know when you can hear it. Let's play it.
That's the reality of the situation, y'all. And that's what nobody wants to say. All right, let me give you some more. They weren't just rich creeps. Trump, Epstein, and Casablanca, that's the guy with the other modeling agency, and Brunel were part of an organized predatory network of pedophiles using modeling contests, private dinners, and fake opportunities to prey on teenage girls. Here's how they work together in plain sight. Let's start with John Casablancas, founder of Elite Model Management. That's the one that had the 14-year-old competition. Okay. Openly dated teenage models, ran Look of the Year contests worldwide. Many girls were underage. He admitted to sleeping with girls as young as 14. That didn't stop the parties or the business. Casablancas and Trump were close. They co-hosted private dinners where models were made to walk across tables so Trump could stick his head under their skirts. Casablancas bragged about letting Trump date his models. Trump even sent Ivanka to him for modeling at age 14. A prolific pedophile, and you send your 14-year-old daughter? Holy shit, this is dark. Casablancas wasn't alone. Enter Jean-Luc Brunel, another modeling agent with a long trail of rape and trafficking accusations. He ran Karen Models and later MC2, a front Epstein used to bring in girls. Let me repeat that. Here we have another member of this plot. Had his own modeling agency. Rape allegations, trafficking allegations. Ran these companies, which was a front used that Epstein used to bring in girls. One victim said, quote, Jean-Luc handed me over to Epstein like I was a toy. Brunel's ties to Epstein ran deep. Epstein funded Brunel's modeling agency. Brunel then supplied Epstein with underage girls, many from overseas. French prosecutors had multiple rape charges against him. He died mysteriously in prison of suicide, they say. This is where it gets even deeper, because as you know, there's a tremendous amount of evidence that Epstein was Mossad, which is Israeli CIA. So this isn't just an elite pedophile ring. It's an elite pedophile blackmail ring. See?
Amalek, small hats are always involved, man. All right. This is a big fucking deal. The Lord is completely exposing Esau, man. All right. Like I said, it's over. All right, no ends. Hey, there's no way. There's no way around it. Okay, it's all coming out.
To get dirt on powerful people that can be used for political purposes, right? And so Epstein was involved in that. This other guy was likely involved in that too, because it's all part of the same network, right? And so this guy wound up dead by suicide, just like Epstein. Wow, what a surprise. Trump, Epstein, Casablancas, and Brunel were all connected, attended the same model scouting events, judged the same contestants or contests, hosted private dinners with girls as young as 13, traded girls across state and national borders. This wasn't random, it was coordinated. A 1991 Look of the Year dinner party makes it crystal clear. Trump and Casablancas sat side by side watching 15-year-olds compete. They told one girl to take off her jacket to show her body. Brunel was a fixture at these contests too. This was grooming, not modeling. Elite modeling, Trump models, MC2, Karen models, different names, same function. All four men use their agencies as pipelines to control, traffic, exploit young girls under the guise of fashion and fame. And here's Trump with his own daughter. God damn it, man. At this point, it's like you just got to feel bad for Ivanka, right? The shit she was probably fucking put through. If this involved just one man, it would be scandalous. But four powerful men did this together for decades. They built their reputations on exploiting teenage girls and protected each other at every turn.
It's more than that, man. It's more than just them. All right. It's all the big power players, the elites, everybody, man. Don't get that twisted. All right.
Only one is still alive, and that one is president again. Little St. James wasn't the beginning. It was the destination. Trump, Epstein, Casablancas, Brunel each played a role in building the pipeline. Modeling agencies, teen pageants, scouting trips. Epstein Island was where the system delivered the girls. Survivors have said as much. So listen to what Trump said back then. Look.
You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's
So he's talking about Bill Clinton here.
no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So,
The Clintons are friends
and he's
of
been
yours,
there
right?
for many
The
times.
Clintons are friends.
Well, I can't say friends, but I know
You're
them.
friendly. You know them.
They play at my clubs a lot.
So when it was politically convenient, oh yeah, Bill Clinton and Epstein, that's the real scandal. Look over there. Don't look at me. Look over there. Where are they now? Epstein, dead in jail. Brunel, dead in jail. Casablancas died of cancer in 2013, never faced justice. Trump, very much alive and running the country. Only one is still walking free, the one with the most power. Holy shit. We don't need to get into this one now, but there's another thread here which goes through Trump's history, his words, his actions, his associations, which make the connection for you as to why he is perpetually accused of being a pedophile. And it's not just the Epstein stuff. It's many other things as well. But as you can see here, I mean, this is an earth-shattering news story where effectively what we're learning is that the president of the United States was involved in an international sex trafficking ring. And that's why he's panicking. That's why he's losing it. That's why he flips out anytime anybody brings Epstein up. That's why he's trying to change the conversation to literally anything else, screaming about Rosie O'Donnell and changing the name of the Commanders back to the Redskins and talking about putting cane sugar back in Coca-Cola. This is why he's freaking out, y'all.
Yep. And that's it. You know, these devils they need as many distractions as they can, man. All right. That's the point, man. The whole world needs to see that. All right. That's why I played that whole video. All right. And we'll wrap this up. All right. So expect something to happen, man. Expect the false flag, some shit, you know, to take the attention away from to take the heat off Trump. All right. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. All right. The Lord is bringing this devil down. Shame, 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 man. Shame all over the place. Shame on you. Right? Daniel chapter 4, verse 17, it says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men. All right. And Edomites, you represent the bases of men. All right. And again, we're in the last rule of the heathen, man. Okay. These Edomites are getting ready to fall dramatically, man. All right. So this is good for these goddamn devils, man. All right. The Lord is exposing them to the core. All right. Everything, man. And like, and this is just surface level, man. Imagine the things that we don't know. The real dark shit. Okay. So, man, it's a beautiful time, man. Hey, let the Lord continue to do his work, man. Esau's going down, man. It's time. All right. So, hey, I pray that this quick lesson was edifying, man. We'll leave it like that. All right. We're going to close it out by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom to the next one. Shalom.